Lacey, obviously. Welcome, short yoga flow, hips and shoulders focus. So go ahead, come to the top of your mat. Mountain pose, big toes can touch, hips width distance apart. Roll your shoulders back, stacking them over the hips, lifting up, pressing down through your feet. Inhale, arms overhead, space between the shoulders and ears. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, coming up, breathing all the way down to the bottom of your stomach and tucking your pelvis so you don't collapse your low back. And exhale. Inhale, last time up. Left hand grabs the right wrist, take a slight side bend to the left, pushing the right foot down into the mat, stretching the right side. Exhale, come to center, switching your hands. Right hand grabs the left, side bend to the right, stretching out the other side. Inhale to center. Exhale, palms together if you want. Slight back bend, pushing the front of your hips forward, reaching up through your chest so you don't collapse into the lumbars. Exhale, interlace your fingers, point your index fingers, round your spine forward as arms come down towards your knees, arching your upper back. Inhale up, exhale, take the back bend again. Exhale, rounding the upper spine. Inhale up. Exhale, this time, widen your feet. If you already know, we're headed to chair pose. Otherwise, keep your toes together, but lift up through the inside arches of your feet. Arms come to shoulder height, sink into a chair pose. Wherever it's easy, inhale up. Exhale, arms out to the side and then in front. Inhale up. Exhale down. And go ahead and hold here, pushing the glutes back, lifting your toes, and trying not to wear out your quads. So fire up your hamstrings, your glutes, lift your chest, and find a neutral low spine. Inhale, stand up. And exhale, last time, find a chair pose. And from here, exhale, hands come down, forward fold, hinging at the hips, pointing this tailbone up. Inhale, fingertips to shins, finding lift and length through the spine and halfway's lift. Exhale, top of the head towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Making a little mini flow out of this. Exhale, lower. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, lower. Widen your feet, mat width distance apart. Bend your knees, grab opposite elbows, and ragdoll it back and forth, letting the top of your head come down towards the mat, and really letting yourself go side to side, loosening up the back. And then from here, hands underneath your shoulders, step back through high plank, dropping your knees to come into tabletop. Shoulders over wrist, hips over knees, core engaged, and pushing the mat away so you're not sitting here collapsing into the front of your shoulder girdle. Weight comes to your left knee and right hand on an inhale, bird dog, or whatever pose name you have for this. Stretching the toes and the fingertips opposite directions, pointing your right hip down towards the mat so the pelvis stays level. Exhale, drop. Weight comes into the right knee and left hand. Inhale, right arm, left leg up. Doing the same thing. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Opposite side. Exhale, lower. Inhale, using the breath, lifting the leg and the arm. And exhale, lower. Inhale, left leg comes in front of you, coming into a low lunge. Toes can be tucked, top of the foot can be flat. Hands can come to your thigh, leaning slightly into the front of the right hip, or being up higher so you're more hip over knee. Find what works for you. Hands can come to your hips, pushing the back hip forward, the front hip back. Inhale, arms overhead. Either shoulders width or palms come together, interlacing the fingers, lifting yourself up, pulling your torso out of your pelvis. Exhale, lower. Left leg comes back, right knee comes forward. Finding your low lunge on this side. Aiming for the same variation you did on the other side, but understanding that each side of your body is going to be different. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to sink into the pose a little bit more. And exhale down, back through tabletop. Right leg keeps going into a kneeling side plank with your left hand down, left knee down. Right foot reaching so it is flat on the mat. Arm comes overhead. On an inhale, engage your core, push yourself away, and come into gate pose. Right hand coming to right leg, left hand reaching over side, bending to the right. Exhale down. Inhale, coming up again. I like this little side kneeling plank gate. Exhale down. Last time. We don't always work laterally in yoga, but life happens laterally sometimes too. Exhale down. Switching to kneeling side plank on the right. Right hand, right knee down. Inhale, use your core to come up. Side bending to the left. Inhale up. Pressing down through the knee so you can find more length in your right side. Last one. Inhale up. And exhale down. Coming back to tabletop, left knee, right hand, have weight. Inhale up the left arm and right leg, reaching a little bit further. Exhale down. Inhale up the other side. Using your core to lift up and push the mat away so you're not sinking into the mat. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And exhale down. This time, right knee comes forward. Finding your low lunge on this side. Working your way to where you were. And then maybe leaning a little bit further into it. If it feels good, slight twist to the right. Left hand comes to the outside of the left leg. Right arm comes down, reaching for the left hamstring. Easy twist. You're not cranking or forcing anything. And exhale. Hands down. Back through tabletop. Left foot comes forward. Low lunge on this side. Working into the front of the hip. Reaching up higher. And then either stay here, or if you twist it on the other side, find your twist on this side. And keep pushing your back hip forward while pulling your front hip back. Keep your pelvis as neutral as possible, lifting your spine out of it. And hands back, coming through tabletop, finding the kneeling plank on the left side again, inhaling using your core, gate pose, and this time exhale, really push down through your left knee and really reach with your left arm. Don't put a lot of weight if your hand's on your knee. Don't put a lot of weight in your right arm. You can put your forearm on your IT band. And then exhale, hinge at the hips. Fingertips reach in front of you. Inhale, falling into a cat. Head and tailbone come up. Exhale. Sorry, that was cat. Exhale for cat. Arching your back up. Head and tailbone towards the mat. Inhale up. Exhale, cat. And then follow your breath for a few rounds here. Cat-cow pose. Starting the breath, starting the movement, maybe taking some side bends, moving side to side. And then coming back around towards the front of your mat. Right knee comes down. Kneeling side plank on the right side. Inhale up. Finding more stretch. In gate pose. If you really want to play with your IT band, you can roll slide down that edge where your quads meet the IT band. Do some little yoga massage. Exhale, fingertips out to the mat. And this time, side to side. So where last time you went laterally, this time shift your shoulders and your ribs left to right. Keeping your hips as still as possible. You can be up on your fingertips like I am, or on your fist, or even your hands. Coming back to the tabletop. Left knee, your right hand, get the weight. Inhale, the other side up. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to elbow. Pushing the mat away with your right hand. Last time. Plant your right hand, plant your left hand. Right knee stays up. Bring it in front of you. Half split, sinking back onto your heel. Hinging at the hips. Inhale, come up. Forward or low lunge on this side. Finding where you were in this last little flow. Inhale, arms overhead. Pulling your torso away from your thighs so you're not here. If you're here, come out of the lunge. Shoulders over hips. Find the space between your torso and your thigh first. And then sink. Right forearm comes. Inhale. Take a slight side bend with a rotation to the left. Stretching through the front of your left hip. Pressing the left hip down so you're not dumping into the joint. If this doesn't feel good, go back to any other variation we did. Exhale, left hand down. Right hand comes to the right thigh, slight twist to the right. Plant your hands. Engage your core. Bring your right knee back to tabletop. Right knee, left hand, get the weight. Inhale. Right arm up, left leg. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to elbow. Right hand comes down. Left knee in. Use your core to make these movements. If you need to help yourself or find another way there, that's fine too. Sometimes things go smoothly, sometimes they don't. Half splits on this side. Don't be surprised if it's totally different than your other side. But hinge at the hips, keep your spine straight. And don't try to crank it out. Ain't nothing but a thing. Just see where you're at. Inhale, roll forward. Low lunge on this side. Finding your base first. Always set up the base, and then you get to add the extras. Left forearm to left thigh. So for this, you can do it two ways. You can rotate, bringing your right arm back, and then reaching up at a diagonal. Or you can side bend and then twist. You can play with both. They have slightly different sensations. And keep playing with your hips, pushing the back one forward, pulling the front one back. You'll feel it opening up through your obliques into your rib cage. Exhale, right hand comes down. Left hand to left knee, slight twist. Left hand comes back, engage your core, pick up your knee, and back to tabletop. From here, sink back, knees wide, quick child's pose. Keep your toes flipped, press down through your fingertips. Exhale up to downward facing dog. Walk your legs out, lifting up your heels, shifting your hips side to side. It's the only one we're going to be taking, I think. You might take one more. Bend your knees. Inhale, shift forward, high plank. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Inhale, easy cobra, no hands. Not going for height. Exhale, hands underneath your shoulders, lift your legs. Exhale all the way down. Flip your toes, push up through high plank. Back to downward facing dog. to walk your feet forward, fold, up, forward. Meet your hands and forward fold. Inhale, push down through your heels. Roll your way back up to standing. Arms overhead, palms together into chest. Big breath out and shake it out. Shift your leg to your left foot. Right foot comes up, ankle over quad. You're going to want to find your focus for this. And exhale, sink down into a chair pose. You'll lose some height or some depth here. Chest stays lifted, shoulders back away from your ears. Keep your core working, protect your low back. Find something to focus on that's not moving, it'll help. Inhale, arms wide. Exhale, left arm comes underneath the right. Coming to eagle arms. Back so your hands can be together. You can be hugging yourself. Find whatever variation works. Palms together, lift your elbows, try to sink a little bit deeper. It's going to happen by releasing your quads, engaging your hamstrings, and pushing your hips back further, rather than just focusing on getting down further. And exhale. On your next inhale, unravel your arms. Inhale, come up, right leg comes back to a pyramid pose base. So you're at 45 degrees. You can come hips width distance apart. Right hip down towards the mat, the front of the hip. Exhale, hands come to either side of your front foot, hinging at the hips, pulling your left hip, your front hip back. Back as straight as you can, core still engaged. Right foot fully on the mat, bending your front knee slightly if you need to. Inhale, arms come wide. Exhale, grab opposite elbows behind you, pulling your shoulders away from your chin and opening through the chest. If that feels good and you want more, clasp your hands and lift away from your back. Exhale, relax into it. Inhale, lift up, reach back further. Exhale, fold. And lower your hands. Right hand comes to your left foot. Lift the heel of your right foot. Bend your front knee slightly. And exhale, open up into revolve triangle. Opening your left arm up to the ceiling. Pulling your hip back, pushing your right hip forward. And exhale, come down. Inhale, bend your left knee. Look up, step up. Come back to mountain. Shake it out. Shift your weight to your right foot. Left ankle to the right thigh. Find your focus point, engage your core. Exhale, sink down chair pose. With a figure four. Find your balance here, pressing down through your whole foot. Inhale, arms come wide. Exhale, right arm underneath the left, eagle arms. Finding the variation that works for you on this side. Probably the same as the other side. Core engaged. Exhale, sink deeper, push the hips back. Lift the chest a little bit more. Keep playing with it. Find that weird balance that works for you. Keep your breath. If you lose the breath, or you find yourself wobbling way more than you find tolerable, back off a little bit. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper, reach the elbows a little bit higher. Inhale, unwind your arms, come up, left leg comes back, setting up the pyramid base, back foot 45 degrees, pulling the right hip forward, left hip goes down, hinging at the hips, and wiggle your foot back, set yourself up more solid. Pressing through the heel of the back foot. Bending your front knee slightly if you need to. Micro bend, taking the tension out of your hamstrings. And exhale, hinge at the hips, core engaged. Inhale, arms come wide. Grabbing opposite elbows behind you, opening up through the chest. Focus on pulling your shoulder blades together. If you want more, clasp your hands, lift your hands away from your back. If you want even more and your wrist flexibility is there, reverse prayer hands, palms come together, roll your shoulders open. Inhale, find a little bit more, coming out of it slightly. Exhale, go a little deeper. Release your hands, left hand by the right foot, left heel lifts, reverse or revolve triangle on this side. Looking up. Might feel some strong sensations right now in your hamstrings. Bend your knees slightly if you need to. And try to keep your hips pointing straight back. Don't cock them out too much. And exhale. Bend your front knee, step up, hips width distance apart. Coming through, low squat. Won't even make you guys do a bow. Coming down to a bridge prep. So fingers, palms down, fingers by your side. Hips, or heels, feet, the things you stand on, hips width distance apart, toes pointing straight forward. And roll your spine down so it's neutral spine. Don't worry about having it jammed against the floor or whatever. Find something where your sacrum is comfortably flat against the mat. Shoulders are worked together slightly and active against the mat. On an inhale, press down through your feet, through your shoulders, and lift into bridge. Exhale, roll down, upper back, mid back, low back sacrum. Inhale, sacrum heels up first, engage your core, low back. Push your knees slightly forward, mid back, press down through your shoulders, really press through your feet, upper back. Inhale, arms come overhead, backs the hands against the floor over your head if it's available to you. If not, stop where you stop. Exhale, low back, or upper back, mid back, low back, sacrum, arms come down, palms down. Last time, inhale, sacrum up, low back, mid back, upper back, arms. Exhale, upper, pushing your tailbone towards your hips, mid, low, sacrum, arms. Inhale, engage your core, knees together, 90 degrees over your hips. Arms come out to a T, whatever you think is a T, I'm always off on this. Exhale, both knees stay together. Twist to the left. Shoulders stay on the mat. Core is active, protecting your spine. Knees stay together. Inhale up. Through center, exhale to the right. Pushing your left hip up so your knee stays even as possible, but only go as far as your shoulders stay on the mat. Inhale. Back to bridge pose. Knees come together, feet go wide. Stretching out the front of your hips. And then inhale, work the soles of your feet together, knees fall wide for reclining down angle. Hands come to your hip creases. Press against your thighs, creating some traction in the spine while you scoop your low back. Exhale out all your air. And then inhale, relax. Stay here for as long as you want. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you next time.